Good morning, friends. In the last lectures, we studied volumetric strains and problems related with the volumetric strain. So today we'll start some of the simple problems because during the examinations, some of the theory and simple problem may be asked. So that's why, which is important as per the objective point of view or multiple choice questions point of view. That portions first we will complete. So important is the stress strain diagram. This is very important articles in the first chapters. Suppose this is a test specimen and this length may be 300 or 400. Suppose this is 400 mm length and here's 100 mm and this length 100 mm and this is mark here. So by using that may be notch, this is 100 mm and in universal testing machines, so this is one jaw fixed and means this is fixed and this is other end is also fixed. So after that we can apply the force on the both sides. So this force is the tensile force. By using universal testing machines we can apply force on these rods. So when we apply force and we are and that force is gradually increasing. So and if we plot, this is stress versus strain diagram. So here you will get this stress is nothing but this is P load divided by area of cross sections. Suppose this diameter equal to 10 mm phi and this is strain equal to delta L by L. So on y axis stress is considered, on x axis strain, and if we plot this graph when we are applying gradually loads, suppose we start 2 kilonewtons, 4 kilonewtons, 6 kilonewtons continuously 300 kilonewtons. So up to 0 to A points, this is you will get these limits are called as proportional limit. And this for proportional limits, stress is directly proportional to strain, means it holds Hooke's law. According to Hooke's law, stress is directly proportional to strains, means up to O to A. This is you will get proportional limit, means and according to Hooke's law, stress is directly proportional to strain. Now from A points, curves this stress as compared to stress, strain is slightly increased, means up to B points. So this AB limits are called as elastic limit. Elastic limit means up to B points if we are applying tensile force, so that material will regain its original shape and size. So after B points, again if we are increasing the loads, you will get upper yield point. This is C point, means this C point is the upper yield point. Means up to C points if we are applying the force, what happens due to miss above the B points or beyond the B points, the material goes in the plastic state and that will not regain its original shape and size. Means up to B points material will regain its shape and size. So this is for ductile material. So we are seeing these graphs for ductile material. Against means from C points, if we are increasing the loads, so slightly this curve is deviated, and this is D point. So D points is the call as lower yield point. Means here strain increase, but this stress is decreasing. Again means some of the stress releasing. Again from D points, if we are increasing the loads, so that maybe suppose means up to A points 300 loads, up to B point 350, C points 400, and again D points 450. Now from D points, this is E points, means yes, formations of neck. Formations of neck means, so this is increasing, and formations of the neck is at E points, such type of the neck formations. And this is such type of the neck formations, means this area decreasing at E points. And further, if we are increasing the loads, so what happens means breaking up of this, and you will get this point is the F point. So F point are called as breaking point. Breaking point or failure points means this formations above the neck. So this is failures, means failure likewise. So that material will failures, such type, and this point is the F points. So this is the breaking point. F point is the breaking points. So these curves is very important. 0 to O, this is the proportional limits, means up to 0 to O it holds. Hooke's law, stress is directly proportional to B. A to B means up to B points, this material goes in the elastic state. So after removal of the loads, that material can regain its original shape and size. And further, if we are increasing the loads beyond B points, means up to C points, you will get upper yield points. So according to the upper yield points, we can apply the maximum stress during the design of the components. So this is stress strain diagram for ductile material. So this is for ductile materials. Against one important stress strain diagram for brittle materials. This material is the ductile. Now for brittle material, likewise as a cast iron etc. So here's you will get only 2 points, and this is A point and B point. So this is for brittle material. So this limit is the proportional limit, and this B point is the breaking point. B point is the breaking points, and this limit is the proportional limit, and this is breaking point. Only for brittle materials you will get 2 points, A point and B points. B point is the breaking points, means at B points failure of the materials. So there is no any other points, means that is elastic limit points and yield points, upper yield points or lower yield points or formations of the neck, that is not found in the brittle materials. So these diagrams for brittle materials. So both diagrams you should know. Now we will see some of the simple problems related with the simple stresses. So note down problems. So we'll see only simple problems related with the simple stresses. A rod 300 mm long, a rod 300 mm long and of diameter 20 mm is subjected to an axial pull of 20 kilonewtons. This load applied is 20 kilonewton. If the modulus of elasticity, if the modulus of elasticity of material is E equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 mega Pascal determine first bit stress, second bit strain and third bit elongations above the rod. Elongations of the rod. So this is simple problems. So what is first given? Diameter D equal to 20 mm. So that's why area equal to pi by 4, 20 squares. This is I think 314.16 mm squares. Next, P equal to 20 kilonewtons. So this kilonewtons means multiplied by 1000. This is for conversions kilonewton to Newton. This is given data. And E equal to length L equal to 300 mm and E equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5. So stress equal to first bit stress equal to what is formula? P by A. P by A. So P equal to 20,000, area 314.16. So stress equal to unit. This is Newton and this is mm square. So that's why you will get this unit Newton per mm square or mega Pascal. Why this is mega Pascal? Because 1 mega Pascal equal to, we can write 1 into 10 to the power 6, because this mega means 10 to the power 6 and this is Pascal. 1 into 10 to the power 6 pascals equal to 1 Newton per meter squares. So this meter squares means Pascal equal to 1 into Newton same, so we can write this is mm squares. So that's why here's divided by 10 to the power 6, and this is Newton per mm squares. So this will get cancelled. That's why what is your answers? 63.66 Newton per mm squares. And this is your first answers. Second, strain equal to epsilon equal to, what is formula? Strain equal to, this is change in length divided by length. Strain equal to, or otherwise next formula, or E equal to stress divided by strain. So that's why strain equal to, we can write stress divided by E. Stress equal to 63.66 and divided by E equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5. That's why this is 3.18 into 10 to the power minus 4. And for strain there is no any unit, because this is delta L divided by L. Unit above the delta L, that may be mm or centimeters divided by centimeters. So no unit. 3.1 into 10 to the power minus 4. So next, third bit, elongations of the materials. So that's why delta L equal to what? So use this formula, strain equal to delta L by L. So delta equal to epsilon multiplied by L, and this is 3.18 10 to the power minus 4 multiplied by length equal to, this is given 300 mm multiplied by 300 mm. So that's why this answer is equal to 0.094 mm. This is your expected answers. So try to solve such type of the simple problems, because such type of the simple problem may be asked 1 or 2 marks during the examinations, because mostly chances are is the multiple choice questions may be asked during the your final examinations. Next, a steel column. This is today's second problem. A steel column is 120 mm in diameter. In diameter and 300 mm long and 300 mm long. Find the intensity of the stress. Find the intensity of stress and the strain. And the strain when it carries an axial compressive load of an axial compressive load of 950 kilonewton take E equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm squares. So in the previous calls, the nature of the load is the tensile type of the loads, now pulling type, now load of the compressive loads. So here a steel column is 120 mm in diameter. Suppose this is a steel column and this diameter is 125 and 300 mm length. This length equal to 300 mm. Carries an axial compressive load of 950 kilonewtons. So this load is the 950 kilonewtons. So first we will calculate area of cross sections because this is important, and this is 120 squares. Area equal to 120 squares multiplied by pi divided by 4. This is equal to 11309 mm square. What is next? Length L equal to 300 mm. Force P equal to 950 kilonewtons. This is given, so that's why multiplied by 1000, and this is Newton. E equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm squares. And what is to be calculated? Only stress and strain. Stress equal to what and strain equal to what. So this is simple. Again, stress equal to force divided by area. So what may be the force? That may be tensile or that may be compressive. And this is 950 multiplied by 1000 and divided by area of cross sections 11309.7, and this is 7 unit Newton per mm squares, and this force is the stress is the compressive. So that's why in brackets we can write this is also compressive. Otherwise this sign consider negative. And this is 1 divided by answers multiplied by 950 multiplied by 1000. This 83.99. And this is mega pascals compressive. What is the next? Strain equal to, again, as you know, according to the Hooke's law, stress is directly proportional to strain. Stress is directly proportional to strain, and this is according to Hooke's law. Now for evaluating this proportional, introduce, here is E, this is elasticity, modulus of elasticity, and this is strain. So that's why strain equal to, you can write stress divided by E. Stress equal to 83.99 2 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 2 divided by 10 to the power 5. This is equal to 4.1999 into 10 to the power minus 4. So this is your expected answer. Such type of the simple problem may be asked during the examinations. So these are the circular body. Some of the student may be expected for a rectangular body. So that's why we'll see. A rectangular body means uniaxial. A wooden tie. So this is third problems. Today's third problem. A wooden tie. A wooden tie 9 meter long, 100 mm wide and 120 mm thick. 100 mm wide and 120 mm thick. Is subjected to an axial pull. Is subjected to an axial pull of 50 kilonewton and stretch is 5 mm. Calculate the value of E. Of the material. So in these problems, in the previous two problems, value of the E, and that is given. Now modulus of elasticity E is to be calculated. Here stress is given, delta L is given. So first try to write given data. So this tie length equal to 9 meters, means this is 9000 mm length equal to, and area of cross sections. So directly can I write this is 100 into 120, so this is 12,000 mm squares, right? Subjected to axial pull, P equal to 50 kilonewtons, means this is 50,000 Newton, and stretch is, means delta L equal to, this is 5 mm. The rest of the things means E equal to is to be calculated. So that's why stress equal to, against we use P divided by A. P equal to 50,000 divided by 12,000. This is 4 point something. 4.166. Again strain equal to delta L by L, and this is delta L is given 5 mm and length equal to 9000. This is 5 divided by 9000, right? 5.55 10 to the power minus 4. Now, as you know, E equal to stress divided by strain, and generally E's values 2 into 10 to the power 5, near about, approximately. That is for steel, but this is wooden, means this is less value. This is 4.166 megapascal, and this is 5.55 10 to the power minus 4, and this is you will get in terms of megapascal. This is equal to 7499 megapascal. Because this is material is the wood, so that's why you will get this is way less value. So please note down next problems. So in the previous problems, stress is to be calculated, strain is to be calculated, modulus of elasticity is to be calculated. Now D diameter is to be calculated and elongation is to be calculated. So this is fourth problem. A copper wire of length 500 mm is subjected. 500 mm is subjected to an axial pull of pull means nature of the force is the tensile force, 6 kilonewton. Find the minimum diameter if the stress is not to exceed 70 Newton per mm squares. Also calculate elongations. Take E equal to, and this is given 100 megapascal. This is gigapascal, because we require this is in gigapascals. Then we can convert, means multiplied by 10 to the power 3. So first try to extract what is given. A copper wire of length 500 mm, length equal to. So first extract given data, length equal to 500 mm. Axial pull P equal to 6 kilonewtons, means this is 6000 Newton. Find the minimum diameters. D equal to what? Stress equal to 70 Newton per m squares. Delta L equal to what? E equal to 100 into 10 to the power 3. This is megapascal. Right? Now, as you know, stress equal to what is formula? P divided by A. So P divided by pi by 4 d squares, and this stress is given 70. So that's why we can put 70 here. P equal to, and this is 6000 given, and this is pi by 4 d squares or d equal to. So directly can I write, and this is purposefully I am directly writing, this is 4 into 6000 divided by pi into 70, d equal to what? Six thousand multiplied by 4 and divided by pi divided by 70 under root is 10 point something, d equal to 10.44 mm, and this is your first answers. So what is next? Delta L equal to, again you knows E equal to stress divided by strain. So stress equal to, so this is already given, and strain equal to, you can write this is delta L divided by L equal to E. So can I write delta L divided by L, and this is E, right? So delta L equal to sigma multiplied by L and divided by E. This is 70, length equal to 500, and this is 100 into 10 to the power 3. 70 multiplied by 500 divided by 100 divided by, so that's why change in length means increase in length equal to 350 mm. So this is your expected answers. So this is different problems. A steel plate So I think this is fifth problem. A steel plate is pulled Pulled means tensile force with a force of with a force of 120 kilonewton. The plate is 300 mm wide. The plate is 300 mm wide and 50 mm thick. Thick. A hole diameters 30 mm. A hole of diameter 30 mm is drilled at the center of the plate. Center of the plate. Determine maximum tensile stress. Determine maximum tensile stress set up in the plate. So this is different problems. So in the previous problems, stress, strain, modulus of plasticity, that is to be found. But in this problems, only stress is to be found. But this is different. So according to the given data, first a steel plate 120 kilometers. So what may be the length? So length is doesn't matter because here's area of cross sections is important, and that's why here this is area of cross sections and the centers 30 mm hole. So this hole is the 30 mm. 30 mm at the centers, and if this is cross sections, so here's this is, and this is, because as you know stress is nothing but it is a minimum cross sections area. Minimum cross sections area. So that's why stress equal to P divided by, and here force is acting, this is 120 kilonewton. So that's why P divided by A, 120 multiplied by 1000. Now area of cross sections. So area of cross sections. So this is the hollow area, because this portion is the, and this is you may be consider pi by 4 d squares minus, but this is not, because this is, if we cut these sections, we will this is the hollow portions. So that's why here's solid area minus hollow area. Now solid area equal to, how you can calculate? 50 multiplied by 300, and this is 30, diameter is 30 and length equal to, width equal or thickness equal to 50, minus, try to understand this, 30 into 50. So this problem is different. This is correct solution. because being as a mechanical engineer you should know, because maximum student making chances here they may be considered this is pi by 4 d squares, but this is a rectangular type. This portion is the hollow portions at this, because this is the sections, minimum cross sections area that is to be considered. So that's why $50,000. Again this is 1500. This is equal to stress equal to 8.88 Newton per mm squares. Purposefully I am considering sometimes Newton per mm squares and sometimes megapascals, because you should know there is no any difference between megapascals and Newton per mm squares. Now you are familiar with how to solve the problems related with the simple stresses. So this is hollow. Again, one problem is related with the hollow I will take. So this is today's last problems. After that we can start next chapters. Next topic. A hollow steel tube. So I think this is sixth problem. A hollow steel tube with an external diameter of 100 mm is to be 100 mm is to be used to carry an axial compressive load of, so yes, this is compressive, means pushing type, compressive load of 140 kilonewton. The yield stress of the material, the yield stress of steel is, this is given 250 Newton per mm squares. This is stress is given. Determine the thickness of the tube required. Determine the thickness of tube required if using a factor of safety. So this term is the new term, factor of safety. So factor of safety, it is a ratio of the, so first I will define factor of safety equal to yield point stress. yield point stress means at point C, or maximum stress, or maximum stress divided by working stress, and this is we can call as a allowed stress, working stress. So here's we have to calculate the working stress. So this yield point stress means this is A point, B point, and this is C point given. Yield point stress, this is given 250, but this is maximum stress, and this factor of safety is given. As you know, the seating means the person which is to be carried by the motorcycle is 2 persons, means around 140, means design that is according to the 140 kg. But still, if the load is more than 150, means 140 kg, then also that vehicles can pull that much load. So because of that is the design up of the working stress or design up of the engine by considering factor of safety. So similarly here factor of safety, this is equal to, this is given 2, and this yield point stress means this is given, yield stress is 250. So that's why this is working stress equal to means this much is the stress we can allow, 250 divided by 2 means 125 megapascals. So this is to be considered. Alright. Now remaining problems. Determine the thickness of the tube. External diameters 100 mm. So this is tube. So what may be the length? And this is how much is the load carried? 140 kilo Newton. And this external diameters, this is given 100 mm. So this is to be calculated. So that's why stress equal to P divided by area. Now stress, working stress, this is 125, P, this is 140, area pi by 4. Now solid area, this is 100 mm, external diameters, is outer diameters square minus inner diameter squares, or we can write this is 125 multiplied by 14,000, 14,000 ज़्यादा ही होगा, 1,40,000 divided by pi by 4, outer diameters 100 squares minus inner diameter squares. So that's why cross multiplications, and this is 100 squares minus inner diameter squares multiplied by 4 and divided by pi, and this is 125, or di squares equal to, so this di squares goes in the right hand side, and yes, 100 means 10,000 minus these terms. So what it may be? This is 1426 minus so this is inner diameter square is equal to 8573, or inner diameter equal to This is your expected answers. 92.59 mm. So the minimum internal diameters that is required is the 92.59. See, if we are increasing these diameters, this material will be failures, or you can decrease this. Instead of the 92.5, you can decrease means this is 90 mm. So that's why this wall thickness will increase. Wall thickness increase means that can take more loads also. Means you are increasing the factor of safety. So that's why, due to limitations of the time, today we'll stop here. And in the next class, we'll see some of the problems related with the means composite bars or composite materials. Composite materials means when the combinations of the two materials, so that may be steel, brass, and for the two materials when the simultaneously load actings. So what is the effect on the both materials? If the material strength is more, so means that elongations will be less, and if the material strength is less, elongation will more. Suppose the combinations, and these are the two materials, and if length is same, and if we are applying force, so because of the individually, if we are applying this on the papers, so more elongations, and this is just as less elongations, but due to same force actings, and these are two banded, what is the effect? So because of the both are banded, the change in length, that is delta L equal to equals, but so this length, this expansions, this prevented, and this expansions, this is allow more expansions because of the force actings. So what is the effect that we will see in the next class, means in the tomorrow's class. So that's why today I will stop here, and we will continue the remaining portions of the simple stresses and strains in the next class. Thank you.